I'm a 25-year-old guy, and I recently found myself in a whirlwind of chaos. My 24-year-old girlfriend wasn't just mine, she had 3 other boyfriends. Discovering this was like stepping into an episode of a bizarre reality show, and I knew I had to do something drastic. It all started when I noticed her acting strangely. One day, she left her phone unattended, and temptation got the best of me. What I uncovered was mind-boggling. Messages from 3 different guys, each receiving the same sweet nothings she whispered to me. Photos, romantic dates, even identical pet names. It was clear she was juggling us all. One slip-up, where she mixed up our names in a text, confirmed my suspicion. Instead of confronting her directly, I concocted an elaborate plan to reveal everything. My initial reaction was a mix of fury and heartbreak, but an unconventional idea took root. Why not gather all the boyfriends together for a grand reveal? I tracked down the other guys, a 26-year-old, a 27-year-old, and a 29-year-old, through social media. To my surprise, they were as flabbergasted as I was and agreed to meet. We chose a neutral, public spot, a bustling cafe where she would suspect nothing. The plan was straightforward. We'd all be there when she showed up for what she thought was a date with just me. My heart raced with anticipation and anxiety about the impending showdown. The cafe hummed with morning activity as I sat, my nerves on edge, waiting for the others. They arrived one by one, each wearing a mask of disbelief mingled with curiosity. The tension was palpable, a peculiar camaraderie forming from shared betrayal. Then she entered, her smile freezing as she saw us together. Silence stretched as she stood, her eyes flicking between us, seeking an explanation that wouldn't materialize. The other guys exchanged awkward glances, one letting out a bitter chuckle. It was surreal, like a scene pulled from a twisted movie. Her face morphed from confusion to dawning horror, settling into resigned acceptance as she took a seat, unable to meet our gazes. We all understood the purpose of this gathering, and the moment had arrived to reveal it all. I shattered the silence, explaining why we had assembled and laying bare the web of lies she had woven. Her face flushed crimson, and she stammered, attempting to justify her actions with feeble excuses about loneliness and avoiding harm. But her words faltered, the truth lay exposed, and there was no return. We each shared our stories, unraveling the threads of her deceit. Her usual bravado crumbled, and she ceased defending herself. Clearly, she hadn't anticipated this level of confrontation and unity among us. As she sat, speechless and defeated, the reality of her predicament finally struck home. After the confrontation, we exited the cafe one by one, each processing the bizarre encounter in our own way. The camaraderie forged through adversity felt strangely comforting. We exchanged contact information, just in case we needed to discuss further. For me, a peculiar sense of closure washed over. The anger and betrayal faded, replaced by empowerment from reclaiming control of the situation. It wasn't the resolution I expected, but it provided clarity and a fresh start. Ultimately, I learned that sometimes the most unexpected solutions bring the most peace. I walked away from the relationship with a newfound perspective and a determination to never overlook red flags again. It was a wild ride, but I'm grateful for the lesson learned.